Oh, wow. Look at this.
Welcome back to another episode of Stauffer Garage, guys. Today's detail is probably going to be one of the most fun details I've ever done. It is a 1999 Chevy Suburban with a diesel engine, which that's just cool. I'm super excited for this detail, especially because this is my wife's grandfather, so my grandfather-in-law. He is also a Vietnam veteran. I love giving back to veterans as well to kind of pay back for their service that they did for our country. So let's go ahead and dive right into it, and let me show you what it looks like before.
And if you're interested in any of the tools or products that I do use, please make sure you check out the description box below. So the first step is get everything out of the vehicle itself. This is usually entailing getting anything out of cup holders, anything out of rear cargo mats, anything underneath the seats. And when you do remove your floor mats from any vehicle that you're working on, make sure you do so slowly and do try to fold it up so that way you're not dropping that dirt that's contained in those mats onto the floor, and it just kind of makes your job easier when you go to vacuum.
Alright, so now I have everything pulled out of the trunk. You kind of get a better idea of the depth of the stain here, which I'm hoping comes out pretty easily. Some of this stuff on here will be a little bit more interesting that I'm going to try to use a steam cleaner on, at least for some of these stains in the carpet, and just try to lightly brush it with some spray and then brush it itself and then try to soak it up. So that way you're not damaging this felt, because this is just glued on just like your headliner is. Now that the spare tire is out as well, you can kind of see just a lot of the staining that I would have missed if I never pulled out. That is just a nice extra touch to get to a lot of this dirt that's there. And then inside these brackets, we'll get all these cleaned out and all vacuumed out. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna take the pressure washer and pressure wash these. I think it'll be a little bit quicker of a job, and then if I do these first, it gives it time to dry. And then on this spare tire cover, I'm just gonna vacuum it and maybe spot treat if there's a few different areas, but kind of just clean it up in general outside of the car and let these dry after I'm get done pressure washing them.
So for the floor mats, the first step that I did was just pressure wash and try to rinse off as much dirt as possible. The driver's side floor mat was obviously the one with the most amount of dirt, and I did get quite a bit out, but then I had to go to the next step, which included using my all-purpose cleaner, and then I started to use a more direct formula that is specific for carpet extraction on some of the deeper and harder stains. In this case, the driver's side floor mat actually contained diesel fuel, oil, and a lot of different chemicals and substances that are not typical for floor mats, so that's why I did spend more time on that one in particular, and I was able to get all of it out. Now that the carpets are clean and extracted, I have those hanging up to dry for the remainder of the detail, and that was one of the big reasons why I did them first, because I was going to be doing them a little bit more aggressively and essentially soaking them as much as possible to get all that dirt out. I wanted to make sure that there was time for them to dry before the end of the detail. So the next step that I did was actually cleaning all of the different door jambs within the vehicle itself. So by using my brush and the steam cleaner, I was able to remove all grease and dirt that was caked into all of the door jambs. Since this car had been cleaned, but it wasn't deep cleaned in a long period of time, I used a steam cleaner on all the plastic panels along with the windows themselves to remove any of the oily grease that kind of accumulates over time on those surfaces. In the past, I have always done the door jambs as a part of my exterior cleans, but since I've been doing more interior cleans lately, I've realized that the door jambs are an integral part of an interior clean itself. It kind of pulls the whole package together when you present the car to the customer. Now that all the door jambs are clean, the next step in the process is to actually vacuum all of the carpet.
Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but you know that I could never give up on you.
I like to do vacuuming at this stage of the detail just to get the majority of the dirt and leaves and debris out of the vehicle as possible, especially when you start cleaning the door jambs or start wiping down plastic panels. You don't want to introduce any dirt that could have been just vacuumed up at this point of the detail.
Now, I hope you have my heart with you somehow. I keep your picture close to my bed now, and waiting for the screen to light up, to light up, to light up. Hey, I'm here for you. Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but you know that I could never give up.
One thing you can also do to ensure that you don't bring any additional debris into the vehicle after you vacuumed is to wear socks and just take your shoes off as you get in and out of the vehicle. It does help with minimizing some of that cross-contamination. So now when it comes to cleaning the dashboard, I'm just using my all-purpose cleaner diluted 20:1 that I talked about earlier and my detailing brushes to get between all the different cracks and crevices of the dashboard itself to clean out those panels and then clean out that dirt.
Just so much more. Hey, I hope you have my heart with you somehow. I keep your picture close to my bed now, and waiting for the screen to light up, to light up, to light up. Hey, I'm here for you. Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but you know that I could never give up on you. Nobody else can take your place. I'll never want somebody else. Hey, I'm here for you. Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but you know that I could never give up on you. Hey, I'm here for you. Are you reading every message I send to you? Love is overdue, but
One thing when you're cleaning the vehicle, if there's any parts that do come out of the car, make sure you kind of check underneath them. In this case, when I was cleaning the glove box area, I did find that when the cup holder was removed, there was a lot of different trash and stuff that was accumulated underneath that surface. So granted, the customer won't see that, but as a detailer, those are the kind of things that you look for to complete the job and just kind of elevate your whole process. Now that the interior has been cleaned with my all-purpose cleaner, I am now following up with the Chemical Guy Silk and Shine to essentially coat and protect the interior surface. This is what gives it that shine and luster that you're kind of looking for of a brand new vehicle. So for the seats, I am using the Lexol products that I had talked about earlier. The first step is to use the Lexol cleaner, and this is just putting some onto a clean microfiber towel and agitating it on the surface itself. Once you have cleaned the surface with the Lexol cleaner, you then just want to use a damp microfiber towel to remove any product that is left on the surface. So once you have the seats clean, grab a new microfiber towel and the leather conditioner to then coat the surface and leave it on for about 5 to 10 minutes is what I standardly do, and then wipe it off with a clean microfiber towel. So for the windows, I'm using invisible glass, and one thing to remember is to make sure you roll down the window after you've done the main part of the surface to get that top leading edge that you would typically miss if you didn't do so. So the last step of the detail is to put the floor mats back in, put in the spare tire and the spare tire cover that I had removed earlier. So now that the detail is complete, it is now time to show the owner the end results.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This looks like a brand new vehicle.
Doesn't it? It came out good.
It come out great. Look at this. Everything smells like a brand new vehicle.
All the seats are conditioned and cleaned too, so they should be nice and soft now too, and I got a lot of the stains out. Cleaned all this out too, so you're good to go.
Wow, thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Yeah, it turned out real nice. It was fun to do.
Yeah.
I forgot what it used to be like to have buttons that go in and out like this. They don't make them like that anymore.
Oh.
Let me make sure those are all centered, but yeah, they don't make them like that anymore. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks a million.
You're welcome. Enjoy it.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos coming out. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time.